Hello, and welcome. Oh no, what is going on? We still have the map on the air. Well, good to see everybody here. I'm back in the studio, but things are not quite working right. I think Companion is not talking to OBS. I think that's what it is. Anyway, welcome. Thanks for being here. Good to have you back. I'm back in the studio. I am back in Portland, and there is now 1 week until I am on a boat doing this live stream on a boat. So hopefully that goes well. That'll be fun. Next Sunday, the stream will be at a different time, a couple hours later than normal, probably 3 hours later than normal. And we'll be going live from a boat. So yeah, going to bring the Director Mini with me for that. That'll be a lot of fun. I have it here in case we want to start trying to set it up or something ahead of time. And I just realized this camera is out of focus. This is what happens when I turn off the studio for a week and then come back to it. So yeah, this is the Director Mini. I was using this last week from Vancouver, running the stream from this. It's been working pretty well, actually. And especially because I can do the remote control from the computer, which is a lot nicer than poking this little screen. So hopefully we'll be doing the same rig as that from the boat. I do like using the Director Mini. It's been really solid. It's I've been really impressed with it. It's stable. It is has a lot of flexibility. It gives me the because it has 2 USBs and 2 HDMIs, I can plug in a variety of cameras, but also the inputs for like bringing in NDI or SRT or RTMP. RTMP both directions, which is really important, so I can actually push to this from like OBS or another camera. And I really do like the phone camera feature too, which is if you have a phone on the same network as the Director Mini, then they have an app and it will just show up in here without you having to like do any settings or anything. So that's really nice. Yeah, so that'll be fun. Did I fill the boat yet? No, we still have more spots available. So if you are in Portland or want to be in Portland on Sunday, let me know, get in touch. And we've still got a few seats left on the boat to fill up. So if you want to come out and hang out, the plan is roughly check in. We have to do a little orientation from the boat rental company, and then get in the boat, get on the water, go out to one of basically the south end of the limit of where we can go, do all the setup on the water. So setting up the stream, setting up the cameras, probably have to bolt a couple cameras to some parts of the boat so that we have a couple different angles to work with. Quick internet test, and then start the stream. And then then do the stream for an hour, maybe hour and a half, depending on how things go. And then we'll shut the stream down. And then we still have a couple hours left on the rental to just hang out. So it'll be a lot of fun. Next week will be a good experiment. Good luck. We'll be watching. Yes, I hope so. I hope it goes well. Great. Okay, so if you have any questions today, let me know in the chat. Start your message with the letter Q, and it filters it out on my screen so I can see it here a little better. Otherwise, we're just going to start rambling about whatever. So yeah, be prepared. Now I'm trying to remember, did I download the videos from last weekend's boat excursion after the live stream? I did not. So I just have the little phone videos. But I can share these. It was fun. So after the stream on Sunday in Vancouver last week, where's my super source layout? Also, okay, so you know how I always tell you, like, make sure that you always press the save startup state button in the ATEM. It doesn't seem to do that very well on the Constellation 4 that I'm using. Some things came back the way they were, some things did not. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what's up with that. Also, I'm really annoyed that the media pool doesn't get loaded, but now I don't want to load it because it'll flood the network with all the media clips. The still images come back, but the animations don't. I don't know why they couldn't just budget a little bit more for memory for that. It's not that much data. Anyway, reason I bring this up is because my SuperSource layouts are not loaded. They should be, but let's see if my presets work. Oh, good, they do. I just wanted to show the boat excursion from last weekend. So in Vancouver, they have these this boat rental company that will let you rent boats that are actually bicycles. It's like literally a bicycle frame attached to little floaties, and then you have to pedal to power the boat. It's hilarious. It was a lot of fun. We made it pretty far in the little bay. Here's me pedaling along. It was hilarious. It was a lot of fun. And I did some Insta360 videos of this, and now I can't find them. I wonder if it's because I even download them yet. But yeah, that is not the kind of boat we'll be on next weekend. Don't worry. Next weekend will be an electronic boat with a motor, and yeah, I did not download them yet. Okay, let's see if it can find it while the 360 is in the bag. Emerald says, have you seen the issue where the ATEM control software lists all the files on a HyperDeck but not the last? Any way to fix that? I think that sounds like it's not updating the list. Let me see how mine are doing right now. Do I even have a HyperDeck connected? I don't. Okay, my phone is downloading the clips. Good. So let's see. HyperDeck Studio Mini. They still have this bug where you can't connect without changing the IP address. That's funny. Okay, so that is not the right input. Input 10, HyperDeck Mini. HyperDeck 2, great. So we should see HyperDeck Mini. So here's a bunch of clips. Let's see. Let's see if it refreshes when I hit record. So if I hit record and then stop, does it? Oh, it did reload. It's actually doing a full reload of the SD card. Oh, it's over the network. That's why. That was recording to the network drive. Oh, that's cool. These are all files on my Cloud Store or CloudPod Mini. Anyway, no, I haven't noticed that. And I also haven't found a way to, from here, reload the clips, but there should be a companion button for it, which is, or no, sorry, that's in the HyperDeck, not in the ATEM. So if the ATEM's not finding it, I don't know how to do that. Yeah. Oh, darn, my phone is not able to get the photos off of the Insta360. Oh, well, you'll have to wait till next time to see them. It always adds another file to it, but not the last. Oh, weird. No, that's super weird. I don't know. What did I think of Vancouver? Had I been there before? I've been there several years ago, briefly. But yeah, I think I was only there for like a couple days before. It was nice. I walked around a lot on Saturday and Sunday. On Saturday night, there were fireworks show. And so the entire city was just swarmed with people. It was wild. It was out of control. I got some good drone flights in. Talked about that last week. And then I hung out mostly just on like the main downtown part and walked from both sides of the it's on island. What is it called? when it's a land that's surrounded by water on 3 sides. That. Yeah, it was nice. It was nice. Yeah, there is a get clips function in Companion for HyperDeck. That's what I was thinking of, but it's on the HyperDeck, so it'll tell the HyperDeck to reload the clips. But I don't know if that'll then push it to the ATEM. It theoretically should. IT Never Gets Old says, can you play back clips in the ATEM from the CloudPod menu without a HyperDeck? No, the ATEM doesn't have any video playback other than the media pool in the larger ones. So here you can load video clips, but they're very short clips. There's like, what is it? Media 600 frames total across the 4 slots. So you can divide up your 600 frames into different chunks. So like I have a 1 second stinger here. I have a 2 second clip here. Or sorry, no, this is 2 seconds. That's 4 seconds. I think I'm not using clip 4 normally. Oh no, that's my subscribe button. I guess I should load this in. So theoretically, I should be able to load this in. I saved this before I powered everything off. I'm gonna, do I dare load everything? In theory, this is correct because, let's see, the 14th was that before or after the live stream? After, so it might be not. No, that should be what I want. Anyway, I'm just gonna be safe and only load in the media pool, which will replace all my graphics. And this is going to make Companion unusable for a bit because it's now getting all these messages from the ATEM of all these graphics, including these ones, which are loading all the individual frames up. So this is the only video playback that exists on the ATEM. Oh yeah, here's the graphics from the live stream that I don't need anymore. And that one. So this is the only video playback available in the ATEM, and this is only in the constellations and the other higher end ones. This little interface here is controlling the HyperDeck. So the HyperDeck can play back video clips from the network, but the ATEM doesn't really know anything about it other than being able to control the HyperDeck. That's what's going on there. Oh yeah, I tried to cut back to my main camera, but I can't because Companion is busy getting flooded with messages. Where's the camera? There it is. Matt says, have you updated the Ultra to the new version that has PTZ control? I've been busy with the house project and haven't used any tech gloves and hand tools. Cool. No, I haven't. I just saw that from Frank. He sent me a video clip showing the PTZ control in the Ultra. That's cool. I need to update that and do some more tests on that. That is good though. Maybe it's a quirk with my ATEM Broadcast Studio 4K. I must check with the ATEM Mini Extreme and see if I see the same issue. Good point. Yeah. Good point. GD Creation says, how to use L-band ads on the YoloBox Ultra. I don't know what L-band ads are. L-band ads. I don't know what that means. Captain Media says, I'm working on building a mobile production trailer. I'm using HDMI cable for now, which is not great for long range. Correct. I assume there's a part 2 coming to this. Although you can get fiber HDMI cables, which are which do solve a lot of those problems for as long as the fiber cable is long enough. Let me see if I have a link to the one I was using in here. Fiber USB, carbon fiber. There it is. This is the one. So this company sent this to me a while back. It's 33 feet long, which is long for HDMI, and they have other lengths as well. That should be in the chat. And I just realized I need my chat on this other screen. There we go. And so this is it's reasonably priced. Oh geez, the companion is still overflowing. Okay, there it goes. Reasonably priced. They have a bunch of different lengths, up to 330 feet, which is quite a long distance. How much is that one? That's got to be expensive. I mean, $200 isn't actually that bad for that long of a cable. I have the 30-foot, 33-foot, and I think also a like 50-foot. And I was using them before I rearranged my table to this setup. I was using them to do the long runs between the computer monitor and the rack. They worked great. So that's an option. Oh, your other part of the question was what would be the best solution? Well, yeah. So fiber HDMI will get you part of the way. Will get you certainly longer than you can do with regular HDMI, but for longer distances, or depending on if you don't want to just like run a fiber line across the parking lot or something, then you got either SDI cables or Emerald is on it right here. So SDI cables are coax cables, and they're very very rugged. And the other option is IP2110, which is a network protocol for running video over the network. That is not at all the same as plug in one end, and a video goes across, though. You're going to be doing a lot more configuration of networking. However, you do get a lot more flexibility. Like if you use the Blackmagic converters that I have here. So this little box, this little box is a third rack unit IP2110 to SDI converter. It has 3 SDI ins and 3 SDI outs, so it can get 3 signals over a 10 gig Ethernet wire, 3 video signals over a 10 gig Ethernet wire. So you can put one of these at both ends and then get 3 video signals over one wire, which is really nice. That is going to be then limited by your ability to set up a 10 gig network. So you're not going to plug that into like the building's network, but if you do your own cable runs for your 10 gig network, it'll work great. Much simpler is fiber HDMI or even SDI cables with SDI converters. Although I think SDI cables might actually be more expensive than that fiber HDMI. It's been a while since I've looked for a long SDI. IT Never Gets Old says I've run a 30-meter fiber optic without any issue. Good. Yeah. Oh, speaking of, I just remembered. So I used to do this. Let's see if this is even online still. It is. I used to do the video recording for this event, Donut.js, monthly meetup in Portland, doing tech talks of various sorts. It was fun from 2016 to 2020. And all these videos are... Oh yeah, all these videos are the ones that I was doing. Either coming soon. I think I lost these, or I actually still owe them the videos, or they didn't update the website. It could be any of those things. Anyway, a lot of these videos were me experimenting with various kits for recording conferences and stuff. And towards the end, when I started traveling a ton in 2019 for work, so I wasn't there all the time. I was often out of town during the meetups. So I started putting together kits that could be run by volunteers, mainly the Sling Studio. But as you can imagine, the last ones were January and February 2020, and the ATEM Mini had just come out, and the Pro wasn't even out yet. And I did do, it was either this one or this one with the ATEM Mini. I did a video about that. It's on the channel from a while ago. But there's been so much new stuff, new gear coming out since February 2020. It's amazing. And I'm looking forward to it. It sounds like the organizers want to bring this back and start the meetup again. So I might get a chance to do some more experimenting with video rigs for this meetup. And it's going to be really interesting to do that again, because there's so many new things out. There's so many new, like, fiber HDMI was super expensive then, and now it's a lot more affordable. So Now, if I want to get a camera in the back of the room or feed the projector from a video booth, like, it's not a big deal to get a 50-foot fiber HDMI cable. And like, it's going to be fun to experiment and see what I can put together, both for just me doing it, but also then what would I feel comfortable setting up with for volunteers to run. So we will see. Yeah, we will see. Oh, my voice is not quite better yet. So I somehow got sick in Vancouver. Lost my voice on Monday and Tuesday, which was really great because I had my presentations on Monday and Tuesday and Friday. And was very hard to talk during those. And if you look hard enough, you can find the recordings and you can see how much I'm struggling with my voice. But it was fine. I thought I was just lost my voice because I was like talking too much. Because on the boat ride on Sunday, I was feeling fine, and then just like shouting a lot because I was talking to my friend who was on the boat, and we were like, 20 to 50 feet apart as we're rolling down the river on these water bikes. So I figured I just strained my voice too much. But by Wednesday, I started feeling actually sick. Had a little cough, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to go home. So I just left the event early, went home, pretty much didn't do anything on Thursday, and feeling a lot better now, but still a little bit strained with my voice. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep this up for a whole 90 minutes today, which is fine because I have a lot of stuff to do around here. So see this whole empty space back here? I've been cleaning this up because actually it doesn't look a lot different from what it normally looks like on camera because all the mess was below the camera line. But below the camera line, there was a bunch of stuff on the floor here. And my plan is also that's the old rack, which is going to eventually become the server rack for the house. But which I don't know where I'm going to put it now that I think about it. Maybe I can store it in the house for a while. But my plan is I'm going to put a IKEA shelf along that back wall. The little cube shelf that they make with 3 tall and 4 wide. And that is going to store all the stuff that's like sprawl out across the floor here. I've got so much just random stuff. Like some of it is cables, some of it is boxes of streaming gear, some of it is stuff that's on a pile up on that side of the room. So hopefully I can get this cleaned up a little bit. And that once I do that, then there'll be enough stuff off the floor that I can finally swap these shelves around so I get the better shelves in the background again. Does it look like the house will be done in 2024? It better be. It better be done in 2024. That's all I can say. They're working. They're going. The stairs are very complicated, it turns out. So that's what they've been working on. Andrew says the bigger news for the latest YOLO update is custom layout. Can you upgrade and test that feature out? Maybe we can do that right now. Let's see if the battery on this is charged enough to do this right now. I should have a power cord around here somewhere if the battery's not charged. Okay. Oh, that camera is way too zoomed in for that shot. There we go. Let's see. Get my fingerprints off of this. Are you in focus? Should have Wi-Fi. YoloBox Ultra 2.5 PTZ custom multi-view. Fix the text on the YoloDeck settings. Fixed unplugging and plugging back in HDMI would cause the video source to display on the YoloDeck settings page. Weird. Fixed YoloDeck unable to control the scoreboard. Fixed lower thirds did not display the updated logo. Cool. Let's do that. Okay. While this is going, who else has questions in the chat? It's updating. Oops, wrong one. There, that one. Hit the like button. Oh yeah, good point. Let's see if my animation is loaded and companion's back. Hey, there we go. That clip plays back from the ATEM itself in the media pool, which is now back, so we can take a look at it. So this is my 60 frame stinger. This is my 120 frame title, and this is the 190 frame, or 189 apparently, frame subscribe animation. So that's always there. I don't have to use a HyperDeck for it. Also, it has an alpha channel, which means, again, I don't need to use 2 channels from a HyperDeck in order to play that with good transparency. So that's kind of nice. Okay, this is still going. Why is the multi-view behind you delayed a bit to the main camera? Oh, that's just how it goes. So the so it's a combination of there is a delay in the camera itself. So I've delayed the audio to match. So there's a delay in the camera. There's also a frame added in the ATEM to go out. I think the converters, the SDI to HDMI converters, add less than a frame, so you shouldn't see that. But the big one is that's a TV, which it has its own delay of processing. So I think that's where most of the delay is coming from. I do live streaming. Says I'm struggling to add tennis live score app to YoloBox Ultra. Any help? I've never tried adding tennis live scores to the YoloBox Ultra. Wait, live score app? Do you mean like loading an actual separate application into it, or like graphics in the YoloBox? Adding separate apps in the YoloBox is definitely weird, and it's not going to necessarily always do what you think it would anyway. But let me know if you actually mean a separate app, or if you're talking about like there's a overlay. We're getting there. Okay. 88. Let's get my overhead camera looking a little better. Let's see. How's that? Ooh. You can see it. You can also see my face. Perfect angle to get the reflection of my face. That's super weird. Oh, that's really weird. I don't like it. I want it like that. I need slightly different angle on these little feet. That's funny. I guess I can do no angle. Oh, then we get the lights. Great. Well, okay, here we go. Owl Project Talent says, what YoloBox Ultra can use control PTZ? What YoloBox Ultra? All those words make sense, but not in that order. So this is a new feature as well, which I haven't tried yet, so we're going to try it as soon as this thing boots up. But this should be able to control PTZ cameras like the OBSBot or other PTZs. I unfortunately don't have PTZs like permanently installed here, and I think my OBSBots are all hiding, so I don't know if I'm really gonna be able to test this. Possibly the one upstairs is online, so I'll see if maybe that works. Have I ever gone live using Google Meet? I've like fed a webcam into Google Meet, but not really anything more than that. Okay, we're back. Let's see what this does. Oh, I should probably get some video sources plugged in. So let me go grab. This is why I have it set up this way. Although I haven't color coded my cables yet. I should really do that. So I should be able to plug in these outputs. Let's do 3. No, let's do all 4. And then the other end will come in. I have no idea what order these are in or what inputs they are. So let's check that first too. So in patch 1, let's just do cameras. So main camera, overhead camera, the rear camera, and maybe yeah, 4 cameras. Okay, great. So now all my live streams are called test. Oops, one didn't go. Let's try that again. Why is it not recognizing that one? And it's, let's see, so that's 2 is actually 1. Let's sort these out. 2 is 1. HDMI 3 is the overhead, which I put in patch 2. So that should actually be there. There it goes. Patch 3 is the rear camera, which I don't see, so that is 3. And then patch 4 is the wall camera. Okay, number 3 is missing. So what's going on there? That, interesting. That doesn't feel right. That's also why I got this, so I can pop these out. Aha, it broke. Lovely. Wow. That's special. I need to show you this. This is bizarre. I didn't know this was a way that these things could fail. This is incredible. This is absolutely ridiculous. Where's my camera? So first of all, I really like these little patch panels I got that pop out, so I can just like pop out a segment of 6, a chunk of 6 of them at a time. But look what broke. The HDMI patch connector split in half. When I was pushing it in, I was like, that doesn't feel right when I push it in. It's because it just broke. So that's great. Maybe I can just push it back together for now. But clearly, I need to replace that. Oof. But yeah, thank goodness I have the little quick access panel. That's a lot easier to fix that. Okay, we're back. And I've got 4 inputs now. That was that was something. IT never gets old, so I said I was one of those breaking a wall box. Super painful. Yeah, that's nuts. Do I have a video about how I built that rack? No, I don't. If I had been smart, I would have planned ahead and made a video about that, but no. Yeah, yikes, exactly. Michael says, what do you recommend for decent USB HDMI capture sticks? I bought a bunch, but they never seem to last. Yeah, I've had mixed success with them for sure. I got a bunch that were like $10 or $7 back when all the knockoff cam links were getting produced, because cam links were super expensive, and I think they still work, although they don't always work with all HDMI inputs. Or like most recently I was trying one on an iPad to bring in HDMI source into an iPad app. I think it was the Mevo app actually, and it didn't work. So, but the Cam Link did. The Cam Link, as far as I'm concerned, is still like a solid option, even if it's a little bit expensive. AverMedia is another good brand as well. And then the other one that I've got in the rack actually, which has now been here for several years and still works fine, is from who is it? From AV Matrix. Let's see if I can find it. Oh yeah, this one's actually got SDI also, which is nice. So yeah, this is the link. This one, none of these are cheap, but I guess that's maybe the point, is that the cheap ones do end up dying. Emerald says, I use the same HDMI back to back. So far, so good. So I've bought like 50 of these at this point and used them in many, many, many rack builds. I use these in my like 2016 rack build. This one might actually be from that. I did buy a bunch more recently to build this rack. Recently I got a bunch of more little connectors for that. I have never had that happen before, ever. I have never seen that happen before. This is the first time I've had one split. That is so weird. I do not know what is up. Matt says, I ordered a second cam link from Amazon, and instead of shipping one, they shipped me a box of 10. I tried to tell Amazon, but they don't care. You won the Amazon lottery. Sometimes it happens. They don't seem to care. I think it's more work for them to figure out how to fix it than to just let you have them. So congrats. That's great. Okay, let me go back through the chat here. Oh, this is a clever solution. Renee says, I do a scoreboard for darts with an Excel sheet and a second sheet on HDMI out of laptop with a green screen to show as overlay of the video. I love this idea. I can imagine some really clever uses of Excel sheets for this, because you can make a second sheet in Excel do stats and graphs and stuff based on data on one of the other pages. And if you do this in Google Sheets, it'll live update, right? So you can do like, oh my God, this is a hilarious idea. I wish I had an excuse to do this for real. But like, you could imagine like team 1, team 2, and then you have your, I don't know what game this is. round. So you have your rounds, and then you have your scores here, right? Let's say it's like this, and then they get 6 points, and then they get 4 points. Okay, and then down here you can just be like, okay, here's the total. Here's the total. Oh, that was stupid. I made them tie. But then you can go over to a separate page and make charts. So you could do like, make a chart. Let's add sheet 1 from B2 to 8. So this is team 1. This is team 2. And now you've got your chart showing the scores. And then if you want to green screen this whole thing, you just make the background of all of this green. And then let's see, let's get rid of the borders. Can we get rid? I think we might have to actually add green borders to get rid of them properly. Yep. And now you could have this open in one tab. Let's put this over here. And then over on your other computer. Oh gosh. Where are my screens? There they are. So you can do this on 2 different computers now, right? So you have your display computer showing the scores, and then you would start adding in other scores here, and it'll just start updating. I love it. I could totally see this. And then this, you just key this out on in your ATEM. We'll do a little trim and then key it out. That would work well. I love it. That's a hilarious idea. Expression graphics operators hate this one weird trick. Yeah. I want an excuse to do that. Matei says, would you use vMix and Blackmagic Deck Link on a PC for instant replay, or buy professional instant replay gear that costs a lot more? In this moment, I'm using 3 Cam Link 4Ks. That is a tough question. So if you haven't seen the announcement, it's not like totally out yet, but Blackmagic is getting into the replay game by building replay features into Resolve and then building a physical replay controller keyboard thing to control it. The keyboard is not out yet, but the feature is in Resolve beta, so you can try that out. I've done a couple of demos of it on streams here, and so you can go search back through the live streams to see. Let's see if I can find them for you, actually. Yeah. Oh, apparently it was the last time I added chapters. On the May 5th stream, I did a segment about the Resolve replay. That was a couple months ago. But yeah, there was a segment in there. If you just click on that link, it'll jump you right to the timestamp. I'll drop this link in the chat also. You can go back through past timestamps when I do actually add timestamps on streams to find the chapters there. But yeah, that's turning out to be a pretty decent option. It requires a bit of hardware. You need HyperDecks for the recordings, or the ATEM Mini ISO, which can now do ISO recordings to a network drive. And then you'll need to resolve from Resolve mount, or sorry, ISO, the ATEMs don't record to network drive. The ATEMs record to disk, but the Resolve can mount the ATEM's drive directly. So that's a new thing. The HyperDecks record to a network drive, which then Resolve can mount also. Basically, once you get that hooked up, Resolve can be your replay operator. And I'm pretty sure that this is the most affordable, most powerful instant replay feature. Because Resolve is free, although actually, is it in the studio version only? I'm not actually sure if it's in the studio. Either way, $300 for the studio version is worth it, because it's not even monthly. And then you probably will eventually want the keyboard controller when it comes out, but you can technically do it without the keyboard controller. Especially try it now if you want, because the keyboard doesn't exist yet. I've never used vMix for this. The worry I would have with vMix is that the way, like you're saying, you're using 3 cam links to do the capture of the video feeds, which means quite a lot of video data going over your USB bus. And you're going to be limited in that. With HyperDecks, you're not even limited because it's as many HyperDecks as you want. And with the ATEM Mini, you can do 4 or 8, and it's all offloaded onto those. I will say the main advantage of the HyperDecks versus the ATEM model over the vMix version is that with HyperDecks, they have pass-through out. So you feed your camera into a HyperDeck, it records to the network, and then you go out into your switcher. Whereas with the ATEM or vMix or anything that uses capture cards, you have to split your video feed first and send one copy into the computer or the ATEM where it's a dead end. So I think that's a nice trick with the HyperDecks. Emerald said there was a firmware update for the HyperDeck Shuttle HG last Thursday that improves growing file support. That's right. Yeah, so not all the HyperDecks support this yet, but if you go to the Blackmagic website and go to the support section and look for, not desktop video, disk recorders, if you start looking at the updates, it'll say what you're looking for is network record and growing file support. So I feel like this is not new in this. Did they mess up their release notes? I feel like this was in the previous version. 8.4.1, 8.4. Yeah, okay. They messed up the release notes because it was 8.4 that added it. I'm pretty sure 8.3 did not have it. Yeah. But yeah, anyway, at this point, most of them have it now. So for all the studio models now, and then the Shuttle has growing file support improvements, which is what you need for the replay feature. Google Sheets API is the best in the game if you want to take it further. Oh yeah, good point. If YoloBox Ultra can instant replay 4 cameras, the YoloBox will be super cool. So it can, but you're much more limited in what it can do. So what I mean by that is, here, let me turn this on. So now I forgot where it is. Tools order. What's this? Oh, that's cool. Now you can reorder. Oh, and there's replay. That's why it wasn't showing up. Okay. So where did it go? Can you see this? Maybe I should actually wire this in properly. If I can go grab another HDMI cable off of the cable tree. I need to go to the cable tree. It really does look like a cable tree over there. So what I should be able to do is give you the HDMI out from this. input 1. Hopefully that one doesn't break. And then let's do super source 2. Copy. Nope. Super source 2 is blank right now. So why don't I have any presets for super source 2? I have that. I guess that'll work. Okay. Box 2 is patch 1. There we go. So now you can see the YoloBox. Actually, I want to change this a little bit. Let's go down like that. Scoot it over. I should probably save this layout. And let's save that layout while I'm here. In this page, super source 2, patch 1, box 1, and box 2, 3 and 4. Great. Okay. So what I was showing you was oh, you're right. The replay logo is wrong. That's why I wasn't finding it. Oh, that's so funny. Are there two? That's auto switch. Let's get rid of auto switch. And it's right there now. Weird. Okay. That logo is wrong. There's the replay feature. Okay. So what I was... Is it just on my screen where the reds are messed up? Oh, no. I see it too. What the heck? What is going on? Why is that? Is that because it's scaled? Yeah. So if I have it at 100%, it looks fine. But when I scale it down, the reds don't scale right. What in the world? Why? Does it look right at 0.5? No. What the heck? Why would that be? Something with the color processing. That's so confusing. And why only the reds? Well, that's annoying. I guess I'll just put this back. Is LumaKey set? No, it's not. Nothing to do with LumaKey. It's just it has to do with scaling the in the super source processing. I wonder if the upstream key does this too. Let's try this. Let's go to let's go like this, and then let's try in an upstream key. Let's try 3 and do a flying key. So here is upstream key 3. And what happens if I put the YoloBox in this? This will be patch input 1. Is it doing it again? I think it is. Let's make it bigger. No, that looks better. Yeah, this is doing it better. No, it's bigger than one. That's so weird. What in the world? So it has to do with the supersource processor. Huh. Well, how strange. That is the weirdest thing I've seen in a while. I see a blur between the blue and the orange in your background graphic. It's red, but yes. I have noticed this too, and I literally cannot figure it out for the life of me. Let me show you why I'm confused. I have to open up Photoshop for this. So, no, I don't want your stupid advertisements. Okay. Let me grab my graphic. Okay. So I agree that it looks like there's a blur between here, and I can't figure out why, because I did not create it with a blur. And if I zoom in, oh, I do see a blur. And is that also true in the green and blue? Yeah, but see, it's also there. So this is like, here's green, 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 and then it starts fading, right? So let's see. That's all the same. It starts fading at there. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 17 pixels tall is the crossfade. And I think it's the same between here and the red. So let's see, where is the blue? Start fading. There it is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, well that's weird that it's a little bit. But yeah, it doesn't really start doing the crossfade until there, right? So it's the same distance, it's same 17 pixels of the fade between the two. It just looks different. I think it's some weird kind of optical illusion. I can't figure it out. Here, let's start from scratch. So let's take that, oops. Let's take that red, that blue, and let's make a new box, and then copy it and make this one blue. Okay. So what's going on? Is there a outline? There is. Let's get rid of the outline. Okay. Do you see what I did? I made straight boxes. And if we go to 100%, well, you're scaled down on this. Let me go to my computer full screen. There is no fade between those two because I did straight boxes. But I see a fade between them. But if we look at the pixels, there's no, it's one to the next, right? It's like red, 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 and then blue. There's nothing in between. But if we zoom out, then eventually it starts looking like there's a blur. Now it looks like there's a blur. And if we do that to the green, it doesn't look like there's a blur. What's going on? I don't get it. And that's with a straight line. not even a diagonal line where we're doing interpolation. So I don't know what's going on. Is it because of the particular red? Does it do it for other reds? Let's see. Oh, come on. Let me update live. Okay, so that one less blurry. What about like a dark? Oh, it's pretty crisp. So it's just like something to do with that exact color that I happen to choose. Makes it look blurry. It has to do with the saturation of the red is stronger than the green. You're correct, it's an optical illusion. Everything is an optical illusion. Well, that's true. Everything is an optical illusion because none of this actually exists. It only exists in our heads. But where's my cursor? My computer just crashed. Wow, it really didn't like my my experiment. Wow, the whole thing is rebooting. Well, hey, this is a good example of why I don't. Well, this is a good example of why I don't run my stream from the computer. The chat is gone when the computer is down, but hey, at least the stream is still up. That's so funny. Your computer was restarted because of a problem. Yes, it was. It's a kernel panic. Now everything is, all the windows are popping back up. Yes, please restore my Chrome tabs. Okay. Where was that problem report window? I want to see what it was. Dan, oh, I can't show the comments until OBS comes back online. So the comments are run through the computer. But hey, that's a pretty small price to pay for the entire computer crashing. Oh, and OBS wants to show you the map because that's what was last on the screen. There we go. Wow. There's the comment. It's hard for our eyes to focus on red and blue at the same time due to the frequency difference between red and blue light. That sounds like rods and cones. Yep. Fun. Where was I? I've never seen a Mac crash like that before. I know, right? That's why I wanted to see what the crash report said. It said, and I lost my Photoshop document probably. Problem report for Mac says, I can't even tell what this is. That's just what's loaded, where there's no like stack trace of the crash. No idea what caused that. Wow. Photoshop is a virus. Yeah, it's Photoshop's fault. It didn't even, wow, normally Photoshop is good about like being like, hey, you want to recover that document you were working on? It has no idea that I was working on the document. I wonder if you can run OBS and Companion on the Pi. Can you get 2 HDMI outs? So I think yes, but the the problem is that anytime you do this over HDMI, it's going to be never perfectly in sync, which is why I use the Ultra Studio, which gives you it does the key fill processing in the hardware instead of in the computer sending 2 video signals out. So I don't think there's decklink drivers for the Raspberry Pi, but that would be a way to offload it off of the computer, which I would like to do, but I haven't done that yet. Matt says, I was in printing for 25 years and we worked in YMCK. I have a long history dealing with artists wanting more color than the process can show. Yep. Okay, where were we? That was a major distraction. Anyway, my computer crashed. That was fun. Back to the YoloBox. So my ATEM software is not up. There it is. I still don't know why the reds get weird when SuperSource scales it. But one theory was from Andrew is that the 420 color space crunching the red channel. I don't know. The problem is that I just had an interesting thought. Wow, I'm really distracted today. What a I have a cup here which has the same red, green, and blue stripes on it. Does the red and blue line look blurry compared to the blue and green line on the mug? Does it look to you blurry? Because to me, it doesn't. It looks pretty sharp to me. But I'm curious if to you, if do you see a blur once it's gone into the camera? Interesting. Yes. YoloBox replay, red scaling, anti-aliasing tangents. Quite the tangent. Okay. Anyway. Joel says you can see recent crash reports in the console app. Oh yeah, but is that going to have anything different than what I just saw? Because it was like a kernel panic. There isn't even anything in the crash report section. It's not, because I don't think it was a crash. It was a kernel panic. Yeah, nothing is showing up in there. Huh. Weird. Time for a mug close up. Only when pointed straight at the camera. Okay, wait, let me do this for real. Let me do this better. I need to get my camera here to focus on it better. Okay, because it's focused on my face. So here, I'm going to go like that. Let's get it in the light and then focus on the mug. Okay, how does that look to you? On my screen, it doesn't look particularly more blurry between the red and blue and green. Interesting. Matt says, I have a very long history with Adobe. I was on the industry committee for the creating of PDF. Oh boy. That sounds slightly terrifying. Okay. Back to the YoloBox. Back to the YoloBox. We were playing around with replay. Let me get my face slightly more out of the way. But I want to have it on here just so that at least there's like some indication that we're still live. You know how everyone jokes about how I hold extremely still and you can't tell if the stream is frozen or if I'm just thinking? I realized why I do it. It's because when I film videos, edited videos, either off of a script or just when I'm just rambling, I know that when I edit the video, I am going to cut out parts where I'm not talking. So I will hold extremely still and hold the pose. That way when I edit, it's not like I'm here and then I'm suddenly over there. That is the reason. And I've trained myself to do that so much that I'm doing it in live streams now too. So, yeah. Anyway, okay. YoloBox. We were talking about replay. Somewhere back there. We were talking about instant replays. That was way before the HDMI cable HDMI adapter broke. So, oh, Captain Media says, I'm still waiting for the replay editor that I ordered in May. I don't think it's officially even released yet, so you're me waiting a while. There it was. If YoloBox Ultra can instantly play 4 cameras, YoloBox will be super cool. Okay, so the deal is, oh, you first have to, you tell it which sources you want to use for instant replay. So I can turn on replay on all 4 sources. I'm pretty sure this only works with HDMI sources, not with webcam sources. Do I have a quick way to confirm that? Not really. All my USB cables are far away. Okay. But I'm pretty sure it doesn't work with USB webcams. So we can turn it on with for HDMI sources and the program, even if you want. So then we can turn this on. And now it's like buffering internally. And so there's the ones that are enabled. Replay settings. Here's where you start getting limited in what the YoloBox can do. So we can choose the playback speeds if you want to do slow motion, although it's not going to be like smooth because it's limited to your, wait, what's this? All my cameras are 30 frames a second though, so this isn't really a good test. Now I'm curious what this does. Can I plug in a camera at 60 frames a second? I might need to test this later. Because this suggests that it might be recording 60 frames. Which would be very good, because then if it slows down half, it's 30, and then it's smooth. So, interesting. Okay. Anyway, replay mode preferences. So if you want to like fast operation, you change this to always play now, and then you can, as soon as you hit play, it'll just roll. Otherwise it'll prompt you for what to do. You can add intros and outros from little video clips. I don't think I have a good clip on here to use for it. Did I create one? I did. There it is. Okay. Replay intro. Yeah. Transitions for intro and outro. Okay, so now this is all set up. Oh, and you can also choose the duration of your replay, 10 seconds. But this is, again, this is like, you set this up, and now those are the settings. So okay, now we can turn this on. So I'm over the limit of 1080p at 220 frames a second, but that means one stream at 60. So I have too many 60 frames a second on here. So let's go back to 30 frames a second. But that suggests that I might be able to record for replay at 60 frames a second. Okay, there we go. Now we're within the limit. So now it's buffering. So when we're ready to do a replay, I don't have the Mario Kart game set up here, which was running off of a HyperDeck before, but that was really good to test. Now it's just going to be me waving my arms at things, so it's not super interesting. But you're live cutting, and then if you hit replay, it's going to save the last 10 seconds. And this is that prompt, which you can bypass if you want. So here, I'll click use later, and then it puts it into this queue. This is the weird part where I wish there was more control. It's going to, if I hit play, it's going to do all of this. It's going to play the intro. It's going to play the last 10 seconds from each of the 4 cameras and the program, and then go back to live. So if I just hit go, you'll see what it's doing. And that's now the replay of the last 10 seconds of that camera, and it's showing me what's next. 10 seconds is kind of long, actually. I should change that. 10 seconds is very long. Let me go back. This is too much for this demo. Replay duration, let's make it 2 seconds. Did that not save? Why did that not save? 2 seconds. Done. There we go. Let's delete that. Oh. How do I get rid of that? Well, let's just try it again. Okay. Oh, exit replay. So hit replay, use later. It's queued it all up. It's going to do the intro clip, and then it's going to play 2 seconds from each of the cameras. Oh, and you can see it's playing back at half speed, which is choppy because it's recorded at 30. But if I only selected fewer cameras, it would be able to play back smoother if my cameras were 60 frames a second, which they're not when they're fed into this. So I should do a proper demo of that later. What do I have at 60 frames a second? I guess my phone would be 60 frames a second. But I don't have a good way to get that into the YoloBox right now. So anyway, it's doing all that. And then it went back to live. So if you do use this use later thing, you do get the ability to toggle. Maybe you don't want those 2 angles and you only want those 2. And now if you hit go, it'll play this back with what's selected, right? So that's good. But it's definitely different from like, this is the control you get as opposed to like the Blackmagic replay editor, which will let you do like way more flexibility and way more like you can change how far back you want to go on the fly, versus like this, I have to go back into the settings and change the buffer duration. So it can do it. It's just a little bit more limited. And then if we go into the replay preferences, like always play now, this maybe you don't want those options. So now it's ready to go. And if you just hit replay, it's just going to go and it's just going to start playing it back and go through all the camera angles that you've got queued up, which is cool. It is pretty cool. Can I do fast? I can set playback speed to 2x. Oh, that's funny. I kind of like that. And now I can go here and go replay, and it's going to play back the last 2 seconds of each camera faster in just 1 second, which is pretty cool. So yeah, similar to the ATEM or vMix option, this is like a dead end for these cameras. So if you are running your entire stream in the YoloBox, this works fine. If you want to use this just as a replay controller, you are going to have to do all your splitters outside of the YoloBox first and get video feeds in here. Theoretically, you can do that. Like if I go into the video output settings and change this to program out, then the HDMI out of the YoloBox is the program output, which means now if I hit replay, you're going to see on the HDMI out, you're going to see just the replay video. So you could use this only for replay and use it with another switcher, which is cool, which is kind of cool. And now we're back to live. So yeah, that's fun. Oh, Andrew says we were talking about testing the new custom layout option for the YoloBox. Cool. Yeah, right. So that was the replay feature. Then let's take a look at the custom layout. I'm actually going to switch one of these outputs to my computer screen because that's going to be a little bit nicer for this. Actually, I'll make it the Apple TV. So now HDMI 4 is my Apple TV, which is just doing the slideshow. And this way we can do layouts that look a little bit nicer. So layout options, let's see what that was. Add video source. Aha, that's what's new. Customized. So, I should go back into the HDMI out and change it back to there. Now I have this view back. Okay, so add video source. Customized layout is new. So if I click on that. Oh, this is good. So here, let's add that. Do I have to add multiple right now? No, add one. So now I can scale that. I can add a background, which I should have my weird. Oh, what the heck? It looks super sharp on this screen. I don't see the blurry between the red and the blue on the YoloBox screen. Although I do see it on the ATEM. Oh, that's so weird. On the screen, I don't know if it's going to show up in the camera, but on this screen, this looks super sharp. There's a super sharp line between the two. Anyway, so I've got this on the background. I can put this wherever I want. I can add this. Let's see, I can crop it. Yes. Free crop. So I can do this. This is exactly what I want. This is great. I can make my nice side-by-side layout. And then, let's see, I guess I could even play with the order of these, right? Because let's say I wanted this to be like that, and this to overlap a little bit. But yeah, you can change the ordering of them to be on top or on the bottom. Whoa, wait, you can flip them? That's cool. Not quite sure why I want to, but that's unusual. And then save that. And now it's a new layout option down here. Look at that. I like it. That's a great feature. That's very exciting. Andrew says, what's the best use case for YoloBox replay? I'm not certain about having a default playlist for operated cameras. I agree that the playlist is a little bit weird, but here's what I think, where I think it might make more sense. Let's say, so if we don't have the, if we have it prompt us, always use later. This is where I could see it being more useful. So we go, let me turn this off. Yeah, so let's say we don't go program. We have 4 cameras. We have it always save it for later. Now if I hit replay, it's, oops, I have to turn it on first. If I hit replay, it's going to just immediately put, there it goes. It's going to put them into this list. So now, I kind of wish I could rename these so I knew what they were, but I know HDMI 1 is my main camera and HDMI 2 is the overhead. So let's say I knew that there were, let's say I just want to replay only one of the angles, right? I can just uncheck them. And then when I'm ready, I can hit that and it'll go. And it'll play now only the one camera, right? HDMI 4 was a weird one to use for that. Also, I don't probably want it to be 2x. Let's go back down to 1/2x. So I'm like, okay, something interesting happened. Let's hit replay. And now I can uncheck the ones I don't want to show and then hit go. So I could see this being useful, even as a dedicated replay box, even if you aren't running the stream in the YoloBox. So that's cool. And yeah, I like the new custom layout. Do I have to record in 4K in order to do 1080 slow motion or on instant replay, or is 1080 enough for sports? I mean, if you're doing, I don't think you have the option of doing 4K recording for replay separately from, yeah. My stream is in 1080 because all my sources are 1080. Let's make my stream in 4K. Replay. So I don't get a 4K option in the replay, which is fine. So, I mean, I still don't think 4K streams are that relevant for most things. So 1080 stream, 1080 replay. And then if you do have your cameras being fed into this at 60 frames a second, you can record at 60 and then play back at 30 in slow motion, smooth, which is super cool. Yeah, okay. That was fun. How are we doing? Oh, this was a question from earlier. David says, between the OC, ATEM, and YoloBox, and also the Director Mini, I'm going to put that into the list. Which do you like the most and which gives the best value for the money? That's a tough question. They all have their unique differences, really. Like they all have an application somewhere. The so the OC is basically like took the ATEM mini and then like the 4-input ATEM mini and then added all the features that we wanted into it, like playback video from SD card and the headphone output and the extra HDMI output and those kinds of things, and even the layout options. So that's for a lot of things. That's actually gonna be a better option than the ATEM Mini. ATEM Mini Extreme still gives you more inputs, so that's a different category. And then the bigger ATEMs are a whole different thing, of course. This is why I'm excited for Donut.js to come back, because I want to start doing real world tests of these things and actually like try in an actual meetup situation to use them, because I suspect I will be able to bring less stuff and do a more successful stream and recording with the OC compared to the ATEM at this point. If I just think about like what I need to bring in order to do a recording on the ATEM, it's the way I like to do it is I feed the projector first of all, so I can feed the projector the computer screen or a logo, and that takes up the HDMI input of the ATEM, but the OC has two, so I can do two things with it. Okay, so OC ATEM very similar. YoloBox and Magewell compared to the ATEM and OC are two completely different categories of switchers. So neither of them are better than the other. They're just like for totally different things. I feel like the YoloBox Ultra and the Magewell Director Mini are more comparable because they both have the good processors. They both have a lot of the good features. The YoloBox Mini is the same size as the Director Mini, but the YoloBox Mini can do less stuff. So the Ultra is the one where they're adding all the new features to, which is great. The big thing for me though is that the YoloBox Ultra, the YoloBox doesn't have the ability to control it with generic external controllers. So like I can't set up Companion to talk to the YoloBox, which is fine for most things, but it just means I'm forced to touch the screen or use the YoloDeck, which is the pretty limited buttons. So right now, they're going to add more features to the YoloDeck, but it's pretty limited right now. Whereas on the Director Mini, I can load up a web page on the computer and control it from that. I can also use a phone app to control it, which is why I'm bringing that one on the boat. There's just like these little differences in all of them that make them there's not a clear best solution. It depends on what you're actually trying to do with it. So that's kind of the state of things. Is there another video switcher that you like? I would say those are probably my top ones right now. There's a couple other ones that are similar, but I feel like they don't have anything that's particularly unique, at least that I care about. I hope that will change soon. We'll just say that. Got some whispers of things. So, yeah. Yeah. We really should start a project adding a Magewell Director Mini plugin to Companion. I thought somebody started that already. There is I'm pretty sure that in here I have one already. Mine's not on the network, but or maybe it is because it's on Wi-Fi. But yeah, now in here, let's see. What do we have here? Yeah. There's a start, definitely a start to one. Should I bring a Stream Deck and a Raspberry Pi on the boat? Probably not. I'm probably just going to use a phone and computer to control it. But yeah, there's a good start to it. I don't think it's in Companion itself yet. So you have to like install it as a external module, but yeah. Is anyone still considering switchers from companies like Panasonic and the like? Well, I mean, there's a whole like class of switchers that are not aimed at the low end of the market, which is Panasonic and Roland and Grass Valley and stuff. But I tend to focus on that kind of lower end, more affordable for people who are doing streams at home or small events, small productions, not necessarily people who are running TV stations. But yeah. Let your nerd be here. It says, I feel like vendors try to make a consumer device first, even though they're really targeted at producers. It's a really tough line to walk. I am not jealous of having to make those decisions as a product person. It is a very tough line to walk because there's obviously a much bigger consumer market, but they don't necessarily know that they need the thing that you're building. So you have to do a lot of education. And this is what Blackmagic did at the beginning of 2020, really, was they were like, well, we are making the market. And they did. They made the market, and a lot of people rushed in to make similar devices. I do feel like a lot of, I feel like Blackmagic did what they did. It makes sense what they did with the ATEM was they have this ATEM technology. They shrunk it down. They gave it a nice case, some nice buttons, and made it approachable to a whole new bunch of people. But fundamentally, it's still an ATEM, which means you have to learn what an ATEM is, and that's not nothing. You have to think like the ATEM, like you have to think like a broadcast switcher, but tiny. Whereas the YoloBox is a good example of, they came in probably because of the market that definitely was helped by Blackmagic launching the ATEM, but they didn't come at it from, we're building a broadcast TV switcher. They came at it as, we're building a all-in-one portable live streaming device that consumers can use. But then that meant that they might have, oh, this is new. You can have more graphics on the screen. That's nice. That meant that they may have over-indexed on ease of use instead of flexibility and features that producers want, but that's a tough balance to strike again. I feel like the Director Mini is like somewhere in the middle because they do make a lot of broadcast gear. Magewell does. That's not targeted to consumers, and a lot of that is in the Director Mini. So they're kind of in the middle there. I'm really hoping that we see more of that, like straddling that line better, where it's not just so simple to use and also then so limited, but it's also not as complicated as an ATEM. George says, is it possible to stream to Instagram vertically via RTMP with the YoloLive Ultra? Would like to fit horizontal video 16:9 to the vertical 9:16 without cropping anything and titles below. Totally, yeah. So if you go back out of this and make a new event, back out of this entirely, go to vertical streaming, then the whole device turns on its side. And now I have to go like this. The whole device turns on its side, and this is not a good angle. Let's see, maybe this one, you can see it a little better. Not really. Anyway, the whole thing is now sideways, including my cameras, but you can rotate them. So I can go like this and rotate them until they're correct. And then when you're in Instagram, let's go live. So in Instagram, wish I had a better way to show this. There we go. I just have to keep this at exactly the right angle. So now you can go and build your layout in this mode, including like, let's go add my, do I have a vertical background? No, but I can rotate that. Nope, I can't, but I can put it up there. So now I can do like, add graphics, add titles, whatever it is by, I can rotate these. Right, I can go make my layouts. Do I get custom layouts here too? No. I can make my 3 views, so I can go here, here, here. That's kind of cool. Now I've got a three layout. Oops, let's get rid of that. So yeah, you can do all this on the Ultra. It's all just built in. Now it's all, everything here is vertical, including the interface. So all your little buttons on the side. Do I have replay on this? I forget. Probably not. Yeah, I guess no replay. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I guess if your cameras are turned, then you wouldn't need to rotate it in the YoloBox either. Andrew says Panasonic AV HSW10 looks neat. Let's see, I haven't seen that one. Oh, right, I did see this one announced at some point relatively recently. It's a big chunky boy. But yeah, oh cool. So it's got 4 SDI ins, 2 HDMI ins, 2 SDI outs, 1 HDMI out. That's cool. USB out, LAN. What do we got for buttons? Program preview, auto, 2 keyers, stream button, user buttons. Multi-viewer, remote control software, good. That's cool. I have no idea how much that is. I wonder what the price is. Oh, that's nice. That's a good price. $6,000. No big deal. Wow. Okay, it also has NDI. That's good. And SRT and RTMP. Okay. Well, better do an awful lot for $6,000. Wow. One NDI input for graphics is interesting. That's true. Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of graphics software that will output NDI feeds, which is handy. So makes sense. Cool. How do I get out of? How do I get out of the YoloBox vertical mode? There it is. 12 total sources. It's pretty good. Let's see. Ooh, this is possibly new. The YoloBox did restore my custom layout, although it kept the rotation from the vertical stream. That's funny. This is good. It kept the custom layout when I came back into it. I feel like I didn't used to do that. Have I had an experience working in television production as well? No, I have not. It would be fun. I would, but no, I have not actually worked in a television studio. Maybe at some point I can go follow TVJ around. He works in television. Okay. It's been a long time. It's been we're well over 90 minutes already, and I'm still talking. At least my voice hasn't given up. But I should go because I need to go build an IKEA shelf and put it there on that wall, and then clean this place up because oh my god, it's such a mess. Now it's full of IKEA boxes too, so that's not helping. Yeah, I think that's my plan for the rest of the day. And okay, so next week Next week, we will be on a boat doing a live stream live, which means we'll be starting about an hour and 15 minutes from now. So I'm going to post a thumbnail, hopefully today, with the scheduled time so that you know why we're not starting on time. But that's just because the boat company doesn't open that early. They open at 11. I feel like they should open earlier and stay open later. Also, whatever, fine. But anyway, that's why we're starting at like noon Portland time. Hope it goes well. I will be using the Director Mini and Pocket 3 camera. Probably trying to figure out what other cameras to bring. Probably a GoPro, weirdly, just to be able to clamp it somewhere up high and get like a overview of the whole booth, of the whole boat. And the drone, gonna bring the drone with the HDMI out from the controller and hopefully get some live drone footage from the water. Again, TBD on whether we can chase the boat while flying the drone, but at the very least, we'll do a little circle around the boat while we're sitting still. Depends on the weather. It looks like the weather right now is going to be like mid 90s on Sunday, which is great for, good. Definitely want to be out on the water on the boat in the 90s, but probably also means it's going to be very crowded on the river. So, don't know how well we're going to be able to avoid people with the drone for that. We will see. So yeah, that's the plan for Sunday. Emmanuel says, would you rather buy the 2ME HD or the 1ME 4K? I still don't think 4K live streams are particularly useful. So everything just gets more expensive, and like everything just blows up. Like everything gets more expensive, more complicated. Your converters, your scalers, everything just gets, it's more than double the cost to do it. And I don't think the benefit is worth it right now for most things. What I do think is valuable with 4K is recording, even though I barely produce any 4K videos anyway. One of the things that once I get this rack finished, this is all part of cleaning this room up, but the goal is I'm going to replace this fan with a larger fan so that I can properly ventilate the HyperDecks, which is why they're turned off right now, because they generate a lot of heat. But these HyperDecks record in 4K. So my goal is I can feed in 4K cameras into them, record 4K, but then they can output 1080 to the live stream. So I can use them for, if I do actually want to record 4K videos, I don't need to do that in a 4K switcher. I can do it 4K HyperDecks. So that's my current comfort level with the 4K 1080 trade-off. Tom says investing in 4K is future-proof, though. You say that, but I don't think it actually is, because it's just so expensive. I guess technically, yes, it is. I don't think the investment is worth it, because eventually the cost for the 4K stuff is going to come down. And then you can get a 4K setup for cheaper. Was it worth having the 4K setup earlier, even though it cost 5 times as much? I don't think so. So, like, that's how I see it. Like, yes, you can have, yeah, Matt says, by the time 4K is useful, it'd be a generation old. That's the other part, is it like, what about 8K? Why not just go to 8K right now? There are 8K TVs, barely, but there are. So if you really want to future-proof, go 8K. But then there's like barely any gear you can buy, and it's also ridiculously expensive. So I just don't think it's a good time to do it unless you have a very, very clear need for 4K streaming. But yes, aside from the 4K versus HD, the big limit of the 1MEs, of the Constellation 1MEs, is that they don't have the Super Source feature, which is I think, a big mistake. I think that Blackmagic should have put the super source feature in those, because if you look at the HD version, it's the same price as the ATEM Mini Extreme, which has super source. So it doesn't make any sense why they left it out. So yeah, I assume by the time 4K is mainstream, there'll be better technologies to store and transmit. 4K cameras, okay. 4K switchers and stream gear, I'd wait. Yeah, this is why, like, I'm pretty happy with the workflow of get cameras that support 4K. Plenty of those support 4K, and get recorders that support 4K, or just record in camera, but then plan on your live stream and your live switching all 1080 for now, because there's really no one needs a 4K live stream at the moment. Lorenzo says, what do you know about the ZoeBox 4K? I played around with that quite a bit a couple weeks ago, actually a couple months ago. I was using it for testing. I wanted to use this actually for a boat stream, but it's not going to happen for this boat stream. I need a remote producer in order to test this properly. But what I was curious was, can I use a 4K encoder to encode a single 4K video feed that's made up of 4 HD cameras, and get 4 HD cameras over a single pipe into a studio and split it back out into HD. And I was playing around with the Zoetech boxes for that. I was pretty impressed with them, actually. But you can scroll back and look at old live streams if you're curious about that. It was when I had the Mario Kart game running in the HyperDeck. So if you look for that in the streams, you'll find it. Is that a piano keyboard over your right shoulder? Yes, it is. It's a tiny little. It's like it's as thin as like a Mac keyboard. It's like super slim. I got it a long time ago. I was using this for the when I was doing all the 100 days songs. So I brought it out again because I was working on those again. Probably this week, have a new channel starting, which is going to be we're talking about and showing the process of taking my 100 songs that I did in 2017 and turning them into full songs with AI. So if you're curious about music and AI, you should subscribe to this channel. I'll drop the link here. It has no videos, and what is it? I couldn't get, yeah, there it is. It has no videos, no branding, no content. So you will be the first ones to subscribe, but look for a video probably this week. I filmed it already. The editor's almost done with it. And it's like an hour long, and it's going through 3 songs that I have and turning them into full songs. And then I'm going to do a few more of those videos about the process. I've already done 55 or 56 of the songs, so I still have a few more to go, but that's why I have that out, because I was filming here working on the songs. Yeah. It'll be fun. So yeah, go subscribe to that channel. There will be some videos there soon. And it'll look like something soon. I'll do the branding for it this week too. I don't know what branding I'm going to use for it though. John is subscriber number 2. Excellent. I don't think I've even subscribed to myself, so I should do that too. Okay. I said I was going to go a while ago. What happened to that? Anyway, I'm really going to leave now. Thank you all for being here. Thanks to all of the channel members for your support. And thanks to our extreme supporters, Larry, David, and Marcin. Always appreciated. And thanks to everybody else. Reminder, if you are in Portland or want to be in Portland on Sunday next week, let me know. Join the members Discord and you can come and chat about that. We are going to be on a boat. You can join me on the boat. We have some room for some more people still. And it'll be fun. It'll be a good chance to say hi to everybody, but also we're gonna end the stream with like an hour and a half or whatever after. So, and just hang out on the boat off camera as well. Okay, that'll be fun. I hope everything is ready. I've done a test stream with the gear now twice, once on the roof, once in Vancouver. So pretty sure the stream will work. And I'm gonna go build an IKEA shelf. And that means in 2 weeks, you should see something new behind me, which will be full of all of my random stuff that's currently on the floor. Enjoy whatever's left of your Sunday. Thanks, Emerald. You too. All right. See you all on a boat. Bye.